So in the dream, more or less, I was returning back to this old workplace, and I was sort of walking into this cafe. The place was a coffee shop. Walking into the cafe, and I saw my old sort of boss / co-worker at the normal spot he would be in the coffee shop next to the coffee machine. And the strange thing was, he was so old, but like he was really old in almost like a comical sense, because his body didn't look any different. It was as if like you got a kid to draw what an old person looks like. The body was exactly the same, but it was just like really dramatic wrinkles on the eyes, really dramatically white hair. But his arms looked the same, for example. His clothes were the same. Nothing else was old, which I thought was kind of strange even in the dream. The shop was like moderately busy, but incredibly bad service. Like things were being dropped and thrown around. It took ages for me to be served. This is before sort of my friend and colleague noticed me being there. It took so long to get the coffee, and I was sort of shocked by that as well. Eventually, when I got given the coffee, my whole colleague noticed it was me, and we sort of decided that we were going to go drink a coffee together. He was finishing soon or whatever it might be. We decided to go by the river in Melbourne, go sit by the river. Now, I had one full coffee, and then they gave me like a small amount of another coffee in a cup. It's like service, like extra service. I don't know, maybe they made a mistake. So I kind of ended up with 1.5 coffees, and I was obviously pretty happy about that. We went to the river, and we were talking and kind of sitting strangely like on the edge of the river over the water, which is very weird, not really something I do anyway. And we were talking, and I dropped one of so both of the coffee cups were closed, and I dropped one of the coffee cups into the river. And I remember this feeling of like, kind of like a bit of annoyance, but not too bad. I was like, oh, this isn't too bad, because I had dropped the one that was like the service coffee, the one that was only half full, the one that was only extra coffee. I dropped that in there. I was a little bit annoyed, but it wasn't the end of the world, and I saw the coffee cups float down the river, and then the lid came off. And then I saw that it was the full coffee, the coffee that I wanted, the coffee that I bought, and I saw like all this sort of milky latte or whatever it was dispersed into the river. And all of a sudden, I got unbelievably, uncontrollably sort of annoyed and upset about this. And that sort of tumbled through a set of different emotions in the dream, eventually getting to a point where I was really, really worried about the waste of money on it. I wasn't even annoyed that I didn't have my coffee. Like, I was so angry that I wasted that money that I'd spent, and it just literally just thrown it into the river. I was so angry about that. And then from there, I started getting mad at the friend that I was with, my ex-colleague, saying that, he bumped me. It was his reason that I accidentally dropped this coffee in the river. I was screaming at him about the money issues that I had, basically, and that he's wasting my money. And that is about a long and short of what I can remember of the dream.